Hey, hello. Hello, hello, hello. All right. So, while I'm waiting for a few people to jump on, I'm on both Instagram and Periscope right now. Hey, hello, UI U1M2. Okay, yeah. Welcome. Hey, model on a way. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so you guys, I am not going to be long, and I've been known to say that before, and I end up being long or longer than expected. But really, like for real, this time, I'm not going to be long because I have to get ready to do a podcast interview. I'm actually doing one this evening. It was the only time that would work for both of us, so I am due for that in about an hour and a half roughly, and I have to get more prepared for that. So not going to hold you long. Hello, hello, those of you jumping on Periscope, by all means share this out. You can click that little person in the corner to share this out. I would appreciate that. Those of you on Instagram, you can click the little sideways triangle at the bottom. And on Instagram, we are talking connect and cash in. Connect and cash in. This is going to be a series, essentially. So I'm going to be talking about this all week, probably for the rest of the month, one way or the other. Connect and cash in. How you can connect and cash in. There is a connection between connecting and cashing in, pun intended. So, for those of you who may not know me, I am Rachel Wilson Thibodeau, or as my nephew says, my second nephew. I have a few nephews. My second nephew says Thibodeau. Also known as the Swag Strategist. I'm an award-winning speaker, business and brand strategist, Amazon best-selling author, founder, CEO of Swag Strategy Solutions, where swag is not just a cool name, but it is cool. It is also an acronym that stands for Strategic Women Achieve Growth. Strategic Women Achieve Growth. Swag. Visionary, go-getter, women entrepreneurs, service-based entrepreneurs and businesses and influencers look to me to help them connect the dots between creating an unforgettable brand and a solid bottom line. I help them tell their best brand story. I'm all about breakthrough. So I help my clients break through to more clarity, more visibility, and more profitability. And again, today we are talking connect and cash in. Let me see. Looks like I missed some folks. Okay. Hey, is that Zakia? Hey, Zakia. Hey, Fishbone Collection. Hey, Oakley. Hello, hello. Hey. Let's see. Who else do we have here? I don't want to miss anyone. Vanda. Hey, Vanda. All right. So let me back up a moment. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. All right. Interesting things going on Periscope these days. So, guys, I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. I hope your week is off to a good start. What do I mean by connect and cash in? Well, some of you know, especially if you are in business, and whether that's part-time or full-time, if you have a product, if you have a service, that includes you having a book, you being a speaker, if you are an influencer, if you are doing anything that impacts others, and if you are looking to grow that impact as well as grow your income, then you probably know Maybe you don't. I don't want to assume, but you may know that it is really important that you connect well with your audience, particularly with your target audience, the very people, the very group who you most want to work with, who you most are looking to help. There needs to be a connection, because that helps them buy into what you have to offer. That helps them to trust you. Having a connection and really leveraging that connection can make all the difference in the world. And so I'm going to give you 2 ways to make a connection. And I'm not just talking about online. I'm not just talking about social media. I mean, what I'm going to share with you can be done online, but this is not so much about online or offline. It is absolutely about making a connection and making the right connections. So the first way that you can really make a connection, and that connection can lead to revenue, that can lead to sales, that can lead to better results, is you telling stories. You telling stories. How many of you incorporate storytelling in your marketing, in your blogging, in your videos, in just about anything you do in your business? Are you telling a story? There are certain stories everyone should have. Everyone, as far as a business owner, a leader, there are certain stories that you should have down packed and that you should be sharing with your audience. One of those stories is, and some of you probably have heard this before, what is your why? You should have a story centered around why you do what you do. You should be able to communicate that very clearly, very succinctly, and in a way that resonates with your target audience. Why do you do what you do? Why did you write that book? Why do you have the business you have? Why do you sell jewelry? Why do you sell clothes? Why do you coach executives? Why do you coach teenagers? Why are you a health coach? Why are you a graphic designer? You should be able to tell the story about your why. That's one example of storytelling. Another story you should be able to tell is you should have a story about a mistake you made, a mistake or a trial, adversity that you've gone through and that you've learned from. That there should be a story about that. Now, of course, you could just say, well, you know, when I first started out, I had so much trouble with my website, and I was trying to create my website myself. Like, that's a true story for me. I was working on my website, and then I just realized I didn't know what I was doing. That was a bad use of my time. I was spending more time on this website than making money and generating clients. So finally, I came to the conclusion, I need to get somebody to do this. I have a whole, I mean, that's just a tidbit of my own story. You need to have your own story about something that you've gone through that was not so pleasant, that may have pissed you off. It may have hurt you. It may even be something that even goes beyond business. It may be something personal that absolutely brought you to your knees. And I know some people don't want to share that. They don't want to, put that out there. I'm telling you, more transparency tends to be better. And I'm not telling you you have to bare your soul, but I'm just saying to stay open to that. Don't be so closed off to your audience. And so whether it's personal, whether it has to do with your business, whether it's both, maybe it intersects, but have a story. You should have a story ready. If you haven't already told that story, you need to think about that and be able to tell a story about something you've gone through that was not so pleasant, that maybe you didn't like, but you overcame it. You came out on the other side better. So those are just a couple of examples of stories, but you should be able to tell what happened and why. Okay, why you do what you do, what took place to bring you to where you are now, to maybe cause you to have a major shift in mindset. You should be able to communicate that in a story. It's not enough just to say, I did this, I did that, I went here. Have a story about that. People love stories. It is a great way to connect with people. The saying is, facts tell, stories sell. All right. Have y'all heard that before? Facts tell, stories sell. I am talking about connect and cash in. Is that Hanson? Connect and cash in. And I am giving you 2 ways to do that. One way being telling stories. All right. So that's number 1. Number 2, the second way to really make a significant connection, and a connection that can lead to you cashing in, is to find common ground with your target audience. Find common ground. And I'm saying your target audience, that's if you are, if you're writing a blog, if you're writing a book, if you're speaking to an audience, a group of people. But this could also be finding common ground with your prospect. We can streamline this even more and kind of niche this down. This could be one-on-one. This could be a prospect you're talking to. This could be an existing client, but do what you can. Try as hard as you can. And usually it's not that hard, but as much as you can, find common ground, because that is an area in which you can connect as well. So what do I mean? If you are a mother, let's say and it looks like I have some ladies on, if you are a mother, you're asked questions, find out about who you are talking to and who you are working with. And if your prospect or if someone in your audience is also a mother, that's common ground. Maybe both of you have very young children. Maybe both of you have teenagers. Maybe you went to the same college or university. Maybe you majored in the same thing. Maybe both of you come from single parent household. Find a way to really connect with your audience. Find some common ground. And that doesn't have to be business related. We're talking business. We're talking how you can connect in your business. But again, this is how you create that connection. This is how you build rapport and how you you establish that whole know, like, and trust factor. So it's fine if it's personal common ground. Just look for that common ground. It is the same thing as, I've heard this often, kind of like as an interview tip. If you go in for an interview, you want to look around the person's office, look at their pictures, and preferably you would have done your research before you even got to the interview. That translates into when you're doing business as well. When we are doing business, before you sit down to have a meeting, to have a call with a potential client, a potential customer, you should have already found out as much as you can about that person. That comes into play even more when you are one-on-one. That also applies when you're speaking to a group of people. If you speak speak to a group of your target clients, you should know as much as you can about that group of people. So coming in, you already know certain things. You already have a certain understanding, and that will make it easier for you to find that common ground. But sometimes once you're there, you can find common ground, or maybe even more common ground. But do whatever you can to find something that you have in common with that person or with that group of people. All right. So those are just 2 ways, and 2 ways that are not really difficult, does not require a whole lot of effort, but 2 ways that can make a big difference, to your interaction, to your level of connection, and to you closing the deal. Okay? So just to summarize, number one, first way that you can connect and cash in is to incorporate stories. Tell stories, tell stories, tell stories as much as possible. One story in particular, every business owner, every entrepreneur, every influencer should have. Your why. And I know some of you have heard that before. It may even sound cliche, but there really is something to that. You should be able to communicate, and not just a lot of facts and dates and this. Be able to communicate that in a story, in a story format. Make it engaging. All right. Secondly, you want to find common ground. You want to find common ground with your audience. If it's one-on-one, whether you're speaking to a prospect, an existing customer or client, find that common ground. And if you already know the common ground, then leverage that. Okay? It doesn't really do any good for you to know what a common ground is and then you say nothing about it. You don't leverage that. So once you know the common ground, then leverage that common ground. All right? So there you go, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. See, I told you I would not be long, which is really good for me. Because often I have plenty to say, but I am working on more brevity. Yeah. Yes. So for those of you who may have just jumped on, or and thank you so much for those hearts, I appreciate it. If you did not see the beginning, I invite you to check out the replay. Again, we were talking connect and cash in. This is a series. I will be talking about this all this week. So if you are not already following me, you should do so. You can follow me on Instagram at rachel.theswagstrategist, rachel.theswagstrategist. On Periscope, I am Rachel Swag Strategist on Periscope. I am going to be also talking about how to really connect online. I said tonight was not so much about online or offline, but I am going to get into that. I'm going to talk email, connecting via email, subject lines that can get you more opens. So if you want to catch that, you want to make sure you catch that, then again, you want to follow me and make sure your notifications are on. All right. Another way to get that information is to join my special Facebook list, my Facebook Messenger list, which if you're on Instagram, you can go to the link in my bio. And I think it's pretty much at the bottom. If you scroll down, you'll see my Facebook Messenger list. It's also there as Project Get Out Your Own Way. If you join the Project Get Out Your Own Way list, that's joining my Facebook Messenger list. So that is another way that you can keep up with what I'm doing, live streams. You can get other free tips, tricks, hacks, strategies of how you can, one, get out your own way, because that's really kind of important. We really need to do that before we can get to generating revenue and building these wonderful businesses and making more money and getting more clients and becoming more innovative and all of that. We first need to get out of our own freaking way, which a lot of that has to do with up here, what we're thinking, what's going on internally. Yeah. If that's not so much an issue for you, then you still want to stay connected, so I can help you with brand development, brand strategy, brand driven marketing, digital marketing. So I can help you with all that good stuff. All right. So again, Rachel Wilson Thibodeau, Swag Strategy Solutions, and author of Brand Sell Profit. You can find out more about my book at the link in my bio as well, and that applies to Periscope also. All right, guys. I don't see, let me make sure. All right. Not seeing any questions. So with that, I am going to bid you guys farewell. All right. Take care.